Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule well. And Shalom to the hopefully elect that's also doing the same things and furthering his ministry in all faith, true sincerity, giving all diligence. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled lead us not to temptation. All right, because this is pertaining to the Lord's prayer, which the prayer that Yahweh Shai told us, pretty much teaching us how to pray to the Heavenly Father, right? And a part of that prayer that he taught is asking the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, to not lead us into temptation. All right, but to deliver us from evil. All right, because the reason why Yahweh Shai taught us in that manner how to pray is because Yahweh Shai even prophesied about the times that we're coming up to now. If you go into the book of Matthew 24, Yahweh Shai laid it all out for his disciples, which was transferred unto us. All right, in which Yahweh Shai, being the name of the Son of the Heavenly Father, whom the world inwardly called Jesus. So this is one of the reasons why Yahweh Shai told his disciples, all right, and showed us how to pray, because the times that we're coming into is going to be a time of great temptation. All right, and it's going to be a time of great evil. That's why the times that we're coming up to is known as the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, you go into the book of Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7, it'll tell you about it. Go into the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 1, it'll tell you it's going to be a time that has never ever was since there was a nation. In other words, the time that we're coming up to is not going to be anything that ever happened back in the course of history doesn't stack up to the times that we're going to come into. All right, because we're going to be tempted on all levels. That's why it's also known as the time of great faith, because in that time your faith is going to be tested. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this precept which I got in front of me. This is Matthew's chapter 6 verse 13, and it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever to walk. So part of this prayer is asking the Heavenly Father to not lead us in temptation, because if you go into the book of Sirach chapter 2 starting at verse 1 in the Apocrypha, which was the Apocrypha, which these devils took out of the Bible, which is a part of the original King James 1611, which was the first published Bible that was ever published. In the book of Sirach chapter 2, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 starting at verse 1, it says, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. All right, why is that? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the author, man. All right, he's the author, he's the controller, he's our maker, he's our creator, and he can do with his creation whatever he wants to. That's why the Lord is a terrible power. All right, you see, these people have a twisted sense of what the Lord is, or how he conducts himself, or what he does, because they don't know the mind of the Most High. They don't know the mind of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So in his mind, yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. Take Job, for example, which Job went through the harsh, like the most harshest hell that you can think of, man. All right, which is still doesn't stack up to what Yahushua went through. But Job is a perfect example of a man of great integrity, because the Lord had it to where Satan messed with Job. All right. If you go into the book of Job, chapter 1 and chapter 2, it tells you that the Lord gave authority to Satan to mess with Job. So how much more us that's in this faith? All right. That's why I made a mention before in this, or starting at the beginning of this video, is that we're going to come into a time of great temptation and a time of great faith. So that's why, this prayer, which the Lord told us to pray, is very important. All right. Because once again, the Lord can do whatever he wants to do. He's a terrible power, man. All right. So it said, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And that's another thing too. All right. We're also going to come into some evil times. So we're begging the Lord to deliver us from that evil, man. And to not be led into temptation, because the scriptures speak about being led into such temptation. But whatever temptation that you have, he's not going to tempt you above whatever you're able to handle. All right, he's not going to put more on you than you can bear. If you're a man of the Lord, and that's if you're a part of that chosen number. All right. But the rest are going to get caught up, man. Because the number has already been laid out, man. The number has already been written. The roles have already been filled. So now we're about to witness the scene. All right. We're about to see it all play out. But once again, just bringing out this this precept, this lesson, just to show you or give you more insight into the Lord's Prayer, showing you how very important it is to use this in your arsenal. All right, your spiritual arsenal. So once again, hopefully you were edified, Lord willing. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule well. And shalom and peace and safety to the hopeful elect that's also doing the work, furthering this ministry, giving all diligence and all faith, true, and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.